The UN Climate Summit has begun at Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt, and this year the focus is on implementation of climate goals. British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has arrived in Egypt and is set to address the UN Climate Summit as well. This after he reversed a decision to skip the conference following widespread criticism at home and abroad. Now, Sunak is expected to call on governments to deliver on the promises made at COP27 in Glasgow a year ago. This was the time when host nation Britain helped to broker a wide-ranging climate pact, much of which has yet to be implemented. Sunak is also set to raise the case of Abdel Fattah with Egypt's leadership during the summit. Detained British Egyptian activist Abdel Fattah is on a hunger strike, has been for the last 219 days. He is said to have stopped drinking water Sunday onwards. Sanaa said the sister of Abdel Fattah will also be participating in COP27. Abdel Fattah rose to prominence with 2011 Egypt uprising but has been detained for most of the period since. He was sentenced to most recently in December 2021 to 5 years on charges of spreading false news, and he has been on a hunger strike, as I mentioned, for 219 days against his detention and prison conditions. Fattah's sister says that she is in Egypt to put pressure on all leaders in attendance, especially UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak. Saif also has planned an event with Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch and the German climate convoy to address her brother's case. Sunak will be among the 100 leaders speaking at COP27 and is expected to use his address to call on world leaders to deliver on the promises to combat climate crisis. Sunak will also meet French President Emmanuel Macron for the first time as the UK Prime Minister on the sidelines of the summit. Speaking on the opening of COP27, Simon Steele, the new Executive Secretary of UN Climate Convention, said that the conference should shift the world towards implementation of previously agreed on plans to cap global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius.
Friends, today a new era begins, and we begin to do things differently. Paris gave us the agreement. Katowice and Glasgow gave us the plan. Sharm el-Sheikh shifts us to implementation. We must demonstrate this transformational shift to implementation, putting negotiations into concrete actions. Every corner of human activity must align with our Paris commitment of pursuing efforts to limit temperature rise to 1.5 degrees.
Meanwhile, at COP27, much of the talks are going to be focused on making rich nations pay compensation to developing countries that are suffering the ravages of climate change. The UN Climate Conference this year is also laying emphasis on accountability, and the UN climate chief minced no words when he said that the world leaders will be held to account on the promises that they've made. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.